Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Happy Saturday. I slept so long today. It was absurd and embarrassing, and I'm not going to say how long it was, but it is a day off. I'm feeling great. And I just wanted to do a video. So I'm looking around for things to video, and off camera here I have a growing stack of Homeworx candles. But I just ordered more Homeworx, and these are Homeworx candles that I bought from like TJ Maxx and Marshalls, because I have been trying to kind of make the rounds. But in my neck of the woods, we only have a couple, and while every now and then we do get some good candles, it's not a huge metropolitan area, so so I try to snatch them up, you know, like a good little hoarder. But I don't, unfortunately, have the kind of community where I've got TJ Maxx and Marshalls coming out of my ears and I can take a day and just kind of like drive and whatever else. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 Homeworx that I have accumulated over the last few weeks. But then I made another order last night. Well, not last night, really yesterday morning. I made an order because Harry Slatkin, he sent an email saying that there was free shipping. And I don't even know what their shipping is, but you know, I'm there for free shipping. And I looked at some of the sale candles, and there were several sale candles that I actually had been interested in. And I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. And I found a coupon for like $25 off of 100. So I just took it up to 100, which is fairly easy to do with expensive candles. And I even bought one full price. I mean, obviously with the coupon, but I bought one of the new ones, the Forest Blackberry. Oh, I'm really hoping. I've been hearing really good things about that one. I wanted the Forest Blackberry, and it wasn't on sale. And I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm buying a lot of sale candles. And then by the end of it, I went over 100. It was like 108, I think, by the time tax was on. And I got like 6 candles out of it, I think. So a little under 20 per candle. It's not fantastic, but I got to select what candles I wanted, as opposed to showing up to TJ Maxx and Marshalls and just being kind of the luck of the draw, you know, what you've got there. So I'm really excited. And you know what I'm even more excited about is the fact that those candles shipped in like 6 hours. 6 hours. I mean, like, they've already sent me a FedEx tracking number, like crazy fast, crazy fast. And it's hard not to compare it to Kringle Candle, which is doing a Homeworx from last year, which is like a crazy delayed shipping process. I know they had the Halloween candles, and then they had the Fall Reserve candles, but like there are people who ordered like almost over a month ago and don't have tracking numbers for their candles. And then on top of it, and this is just a major PR debacle, they sent out PR candles for Christmas and did a Christmas launch 3 days ago. Like, crazy, crazy tone deaf. I don't know who is asleep at the wheel, but honestly, they needed to, like, loudly postpone the Christmas launch. Like, who needs the Christmas candles right now anyway, right? And they should have like loudly done it. So they were like, we know that we're backed up. We know that you don't have your candles. We're so sorry. And we are not going to do PR, and we are not going to do the Christmas launch at our regularly scheduled time, because we want you to know that we're taking it seriously, that like we've really gotten backed up with Halloween, etc., etc. Like, they should have made a virtue of it. And instead they didn't, because I don't know why. But this happened to Homeworx last year, and Homeworx was dragged. And there are people who literally stopped purchasing. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. They stopped purchasing from Homeworx over their like Christmas Black Friday situation. Yeah? I mean, they ordered Christmas candles and didn't get them until like well into January. Like, it was insanity. I am so happy that Homeworx has gotten their shit together. We often talk about the negative, but can we talk about the positive right now? I was floored to have gotten in that shipping communication from Homeworx hours after I made that order. Hours. You know, Homeworx has been quietly improving over the years since the debacle, about Black Friday. And I think we need to like give them some credit here. Have they like done a complete 180? Probably not. Are their candles now like great strength and throw and like glory and miracles? Not quite. But has the strength and throw demonstrably improved? Yes. Yes. And look at those shipping times. So I think we need to give credit to a company when they really do improve, And Homeworx has been quietly improving because nobody's given them fanfare for all the little changes that they've made, which are frankly too little too late for most people. And there are so many people off the Homeworx bus at this point that like they're not even getting the hype necessarily from like a lot of customers that before they were getting. So I just wanted to say that. I feel as though there's an obligation that needs to be said. Homeworx, I see you. I very rarely buy off of the Slatkin & Co. website, but this was impressive. The shipping time on this, the care, the attention, and I've been noticing the strength and throw becoming more reliable, more decent. We're not in the 8 range, but we're sure as hell not consistently in the 3 and 4 range either, right? Like I said, I want to give brownie points where they are deserved here. I'm seeing some positive trajectory here for Homeworx, and it deserves to be said. Oh, and they're sitting pretty this week with the shipping times compared to Kringle. I've got some other little like things I want to talk about because I know you tuned in for a vintage Bath & Body Works haul, which we're going to get to in a second. But I feel in the mood to like promote lots of different things. So I know I've promoted this before and I'm going to promote it again. This is Amarula, and it is one of my favorite. I mean, I do love Bailey's as well, and it's actually very similar to Bailey's. It's a cream liqueur, and I love this in coffee. It's creamy and it's got a caramel overtone with a little bit of a bright fruity pop, to put it in Harry Slatkin language. This is like a creamy caramel with a fruity finish. Harry Slatkin loves the fruity finishes. He does it amazing. This, you know what? Cheers to Harry Slatkin. Cheers to Harry Slatkin. That's what this is right now. If you've not tried, please try it. Oh my gosh. It would be fantastic too for the fall time. I have an iced coffee here that I have been brewing in the refrigerator, and I should do it on camera. I'm just going to go ahead and pour a rather generous amount in here. Yes. Tops up to Harry Slatkin and Homeworx. What can I say? We will do that, I guess, and I hope this was implied. I do have these candles, but I am going to wait now on, I expect that package is going to come fairly soon, and then I'll just do a huge Homeworx haul after that. Oh yes. That coffee could be a bit stronger though. That's for sure. Also, I have another promotion because I just bought these last night and they're sitting on my counter. Fever Tree. I tried like pretty much all of their Fever Tree beverages this summer. I had a summer where I did like all, what's the one that Pepsi owns? The Italian one, San Pellegrino, I think that's it. And they've got they have flavored water, but they also have like a really like citrusy carbonated sugar beverage as well, which they promoted as being from Italy, but frankly, it's just very American. So I tried those. The sugar content in them is extremely high though. And what I loved about these is that these are 35 calories per bottle, with less sugar than you would think. So I was really excited to try all of these ones, and I did. I like the ones with the bitey ginger in them, and I do have to say these have very bitey ginger in them, no question, especially if you just get the regular ginger beer. Most people use them as like mixers for cocktails and stuff, but yeah, you can drink them like just cold as well, or straight, no chaser. It is the chaser, but like just the chaser. And it's a step up from like a ginger ale or something like that. Less sugar, more authenticity. Anyway, I tried a ton of them. There was like a lemon lime yuzu one, and there was a grapefruit one, and there was a whole range of them, and I tried them all. And friends, this is the winner. And apparently it is a new like flavor for them this year, and man, it's a winner. Every time I go to the store, it's often the one that is out of stock, and there's a good reason for this. This is blood orange ginger beer, and it is fantastic. It is so fantastic because it's still that amazing bitey ginger from their traditional and original ginger beer, but the blood orange gives it a little bit of a sweetness and a roundness that just makes it go down so easy without being overwhelmed or taking away from the ginger. So fantastic, like gorgeous. I do admit that the ginger beer one is so austere and thin and biting that it really does kind of feel like a cocktail edition that you're just kind of like, it's only firing like on one layer. This is a well-rounded beverage though, this blood orange. So I highly recommend it. Obviously non-alcoholic. It doesn't have any beer in it at all. So I just really highly recommend. It was on sale yesterday at a grocery store, and I'm like, yes, I will take a few more of those going into the still hot weather of September. So I just wanted to call that out as well. Picked up a couple things at Bath & Body Works the other day. So I returned my, my like lip thing that was broken. And I was gonna just return it because I just wasn't wowed by it. And I tried the peach one, but the peach one is nice. Of the two, I would keep the peach one. It has a little bit of a shimmer in it for sure. But the peach one, it just, given my like complexion, it just didn't do anything for me and kind of washed me out a little bit. So I tried all of them. I don't do dark. So I guess the wine colored one is the best seller, but I just don't do dark. When I put dark stuff on my lips, it's like way too much. I end up looking like a witch or a clown or something like that. You know what I mean? So I tend to like want to do a little bit more on my eyes and then less on the lips, and obviously all on the nails. Here's the thing. You can do one or the other, but often doing both is a little bit weird. But obviously it just has to do with your complexion and what works for you either. And I'm obviously not a makeup queen, so there's that too. So I passed on wine, even though the sales associate was pushing wine very hard. And instead, I got two of these instead. This is perfectly pink. And I'm not going to put it on my lips right now because I've already got something on and I just don't feel like, oh heck. Okay, maybe I will. Although, let me see if I can take this off. I have like a lip gloss on and it's gonna just kind of glaze over the actual lipstick. So maybe I'll just try and dry it off here. Sorry, this label, there's a label on here and it's, there we go, preventing. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's probably the wrong color for my complexion, but it shows up and I liked it. So no judgment. Yeah, I like this one. It's probably a little bit too cool for my complexion, but I like it. It's kind of a frosted, cool lavender. I would wear this. I would wear this. And I don't care if it doesn't look good on my complexion. Yeah. So I went with 2 of these. This is perfectly pink. When I brought it up to the register, they were like, oh, I don't think that that's your color. I'm like, too bad. The customer is always right. Give it to me. So, yeah, I'm going to stay with them. They're not bad. Like, if I ever need a little, like, pop of something, I'll go with it. Yes, I need something a little warmer, but for those of you out there who are like makeup queens and know what all the things, you know, sometimes you just do what sparks joy and it doesn't matter. So what? Who cares? The other thing I got, one of the managers at the store like knows me, and when I came in, she was like, somebody returned something and I thought you might like it. Bum ba da da! Pumpkin nut butter. Yes. I mean, you guys know I would not have gone for that donut. That's just, it's not a Sarita thing. But this one, I was really interested to smell. And when I smelled it, I was like, yes, please. I will take that home with me. As many people are saying, it is definitely a lot of pumpkin carving. So pumpkin carving has this amazing, fresh, almost ozone-y kind of pumpkin flesh smell that is it's I think it's supposed to be pumpkin seeds. It is. It's like a pumpkin seeds, pumpkin flesh kind of smell, and it's sweet and it's just very distinctive and creamy. And it's so rare to have a candle that actually has a authentic pumpkin smell to it, especially at Bath and Body Works. Usually when they say pumpkin, it really just means pumpkin spices, but not pumpkin. And it's primarily because a pumpkin actually has a very mild taste, very mild smell. And when you start adding those aggressive spices like clove, even nutmeg, certainly cinnamon, like ginger, it's just gonna overwhelm, and really just the pumpkin becomes like a platform, what's the white, a canvas for a vehicle for spice. Yeah, and that's why it works so great, pumpkin spice. It's just the most amazing combination in the world, and it's perfect for harvest. Because you can use those pumpkin spices for like apple, for instance, but apple is going to add something. Yes, it's going to like play with the spices, whereas pumpkin is just kind of so beautifully, it's like tofu. It's just so beautifully bland. And it just adds like the creaminess, you know, and then it allows the pumpkin spices to just be themselves and like cuts down on some of the like assertiveness of them. And it's just, it's so fantastic. All right, anyway, we don't need a diatribe on like pumpkin spice. This is really great. It is an enormous amount of that like creamy, sweet, ozone-y pumpkin flesh from pumpkin carving. And I would say that this is a little bit less bassy than pumpkin carving. Not that pumpkin carving is even that bassy. It is a more mainline, a little bit sweeter version of pumpkin carving. I don't want to say it's more synthetic, but it's definitely more, it might be a little bit less spicy, or maybe it's more spicy. I should have my pumpkin carving here with me. The sweet, you know what? I know this is gonna sound crazy. Okay, and I haven't heard this in any of my review, but I'm just smelling it. There is almost an almond note in here. And now that I'm smelling it, I'm pretty sure it is an almond note, actually. It's almond. And you know why I'm thinking about it? Because, spoiler alert, look what's sitting right here. Amaretto pumpkin. Yeah. Friends, it's an almond note. No question. And I think that that's why they're calling it nut butter, because everybody was so confused about why they were promoting this as nut butter when there wasn't anything like roasty or nutty about it. Yeah, there wasn't anything roasty or nutty about it. Everybody was expecting something that was going to be like the roasted pumpkin. What is the pumpkin peanut brittle? Pumpkin peanut brittle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were expecting that, or like the roasted sesame, which was basically a repackage of pumpkin peanut brittle. Yeah, I think everybody was expecting that, because why would they not, with a pumpkin nut butter? Oh my gosh, guys, look at those nuts. Do you see those nuts? Do those look like almonds to you? Friends, we've been looking in all the wrong directions. It's right there. It's almond, but it's not a like roasted kind of almond. Similar to like, you know how like their pistachio note kind of smells like their roasted pistachio with their almond, with their peanut, with their walnut, with their pecan. It's not like a generic roasted note, which is what you would expect from a nut butter. It's not like bassy and roasty. Instead, it's really high, and it's playing with that like ozone-y pumpkin carving note. And it's almost closer to an almond extract, but if you will, very close to like an almond amaretto note minus the booze. It's a sweet like almond oil kind of smell, which is gourmandy, but just in a different arena from like a nut butter. Yes, it's like it goes more baking, you know, a little bit. Like think like the almond, was it almond croissant? Almond croissant, wasn't that a candle? Think that. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it even more. But it's kind of the way that it's blended so like seamlessly and perfectly with that pumpkin carving smell. It's almost like it's hiding behind it, like a moon eclipse or something like that. It's like right behind it, and is so similar in profile to the pumpkin carving sweet smell that it's, I think, being overlooked. Friends, what do you know? I did not even expect that. Do you see how crooked this label is? You probably can't. Oh, come on. Come on. I mean, it was a return, so I didn't have anything to choose from. In terms of the packaging, it's not bad. It's not bad, and I agree with everyone that the black lid makes it pop. If it was a cheap tin lid, we'd all be like, what the hell is this, right? It's a little on the juvenile side, for sure, but is it better than, do you remember those vault ones from last year? Like the, whatever it was. It was that Radiant Maple candle, right? Or whatever it is. Radiant Maple? Radiant Maple? I think it's Radiant. Oh my gosh, I'm losing it. I haven't had enough coffee. Remember when it had like the fuchsia like party confetti all over it? Oh my god, it was so bad. This is definitely a step up, and as I always say, colored wax is your friend. 1000%. It is your friend. And it's a beautiful, creamy kind of pumpkin, you know? And it really works. I agree with Kent from Candle Channel, though. This does look very Ulta. So Ulta did do a range of candles that were very similar to this, maybe last year or the year before that. And yeah. So are we treading some CVS Ulta kind of boards here? Yeah, I think we are. But it looks nice. It looks nice. It's a limited edition. You know, it wasn't like a marquee event or collection. So I think it's actually really fine. And it pops with the black and with the creamy pumpkin. I like it. It's fine. And I'm so glad I picked it up. And I'm pretty sure, go, if you bought it, smell it. Tell me you don't smell almond now that I've put it in your mind. Yeah, it's like a pumpkin amaretto. It's a pumpkin amaretto. It's just not quite as like sophisticated, deep, or rich as something that you would expect from like Harry Slatkin. But it's Bath and Body Works. Yeah. I feel kind of bad for it now because it's kind of being dragged by everybody for like not being, you know, the pumpkin, the, you know, whatever the peanut brittle thing is, right? Because I think that's what everybody was expecting with a nut butter. Why would they not? But look closely. You see those almonds on the package? Yeah, it's an amaretto. It's a pumpkin amaretto with a lot of vanilla. There's a creamy dimension to it. And the nut part of it is just sitting very high, more of an oil. And it's just not, it's not quite the profile we were expecting. But the nut is there and it's an unexpected one. It's actually almond. What do you know? We decided that on camera. Hey, I got this too because they were doing that amazing men's sale with like an extra 25% off. You know I love First Sight. In fact, I sprayed myself with it this morning. This is your Baccarat Rouge dupe that didn't do as well as it should have done because it was marketed for men. And while it's a touch more masculine than Baccarat Rouge, it is not masculine enough to have done well for most men. So it was just a huge missed opportunity because there are so many women who would love this. And so, but I've been through this before. We don't need to beat a dead horse on that. Yankee has a Baccarat Rouge dupe. They're putting it under Weekend Woodland Memories, I think. It doesn't exactly trip off the tongue. That is from their new fall collection. It has real Baccarat Rouge overtones to it. That one, however, is a true masculine version of Baccarat Rouge. It has a significant amount of very bassy masculine musks in it. It has a real masculine edge to it. So while it is a Baccarat Rouge inspired men's cologne, it's definitely a men's cologne and it's not a dupe so much as an inspired by. So if you're interested in something like that, I would definitely check out Weekend Woodland Memories. Obviously they don't have it in body care. It's Yankee Candle. It's just a candle and I have not burned it. So caveats there apply as well. What else do we have to can I promote this? Can I promote this? Look what I just got. Now I have to buy these often secondhand, which I'm very happy to do because they wear so well. I love myself a good like Japanese kimono. It's not really like Japanese proper, but it's kind of, you know, Southeast Asian. Yeah. And kind of Asian inspired. So this is the brand Natori, Natori. I'll link it down below. Kind of a luxury, I think they might be Polynesian. I want to say Polynesian company, but I could be wrong about that. I should find out. At any rate, they make the most amazing. Some of them are 100% silk. Many of them are like some sort of silk blend, but they're gorgeous and they tend to be fairly expensive. Now, since they've become somewhat popular in the United States, they now have like they have some like cheaper ones too that they market. I don't recommend the cheaper ones as much, but their signature line of kimonos are just gorgeous and they wear like a dream. Like you can buy a secondhand Natori like from their signature collection from like 30 or 40 years ago and it will still look brand new and it will be amazing. They wash amazingly. It's just incredible. So I'm so happy to have gotten this little new one and you can't see it, but it actually at the bottom it ombres into this amazing like zebra print. It's just so beautiful. So I love my Natori and I just needed to tell you guys about that. Okay. Preamble over of a half an hour. Are we ready to talk about vintage Bath and Body Works? Let's do it. Okay, so I bought these like 3 months ago, maybe. And it was like a Facebook Marketplace haul of somebody who wanted to get rid of some of their vintage Bath and Body Works candles, and she even let me kind of smell them too, which was really nice. I was like, I'm pretty sure I want this, 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 and this. Can I smell this? And I was very like, I wasn't just like, can I come and smell all your candles and decide? You know, I did. Okay, definitely want these. Like, I will pay for them, but I'm not sure about this candle specifically. It's a good way to like. I really would like to smell, you know what I mean? So I did that. It wasn't too far from where I live, actually. I was relatively happy with all of them. They've been sitting here in this like paper bag for months at my breakfast bar, and I honestly can't remember what they smell like. So this is gonna be like a little bit of a spontaneous thing. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 vintage Bath and Body Works. Are you ready to go? In no particular order, let's talk. All right, so this one actually is fairly recent, I think, and I just liked the smell of it. So this is Hibiscus Paradise, and I thought it not only looked pretty, look at that, and I really like the packaging. I think it's really pretty. Like the wax, the pink wax, baby pink is like coming through. And then not only are these like flowers kind of, but then if you can see, there's like these like black and white shadows of palms too. It's so pretty. It's such a pretty candle. And when I smelled it, I was like, you know, I kind of like this one. This is one of the ones that I wasn't going to get, but I kind of wanted to smell. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm getting that one. And if I recall, there was one that I thought that I wanted. And then when I smelled it, I was like, no. And I can't honestly remember what it was. And then I was like, why don't you give me hibiscus? And I will say no to that one. So, Hibiscus Paradise. So this is a 2450 candle, so it's a little bit older than what we've got now, and it looks like the code says 1011. So what does that mean? That means, I think it means 2021, right? The 11th day of 2021. Does that sound right? Am I doing good? So that means that it was poured in January of 2021. Okay, great. So that sounds about right in terms of whatever. Ah! Guys, it's just such a classic like Bath and Body Works Tropics kind of candle. It's exactly the kind that comes out in January. And since it was poured in January, they probably marketed this for the summer. But this is one of those candles that usually comes out, you know? Ugh. It's basic, especially for Bath and Body Works. It's made to be a shower gel and a body care. But it doesn't have so much soapiness and body care in it that you can't enjoy it for what it is. It's creamy. It's a little bit tropical citrusy. Might have a little bit of coconut in it. Actually, let's look at the notes. Pink hibiscus, juicy guava, sun-kissed coconut. Yes, guava and coconut. I really like guava candles. Oh my gosh, Homeworx has that amazing guava candle that I live and die for. It was actually one of the first Homeworx candles I ever bought. And I can't remember what it's called, like sunrise guava, sunset guava. I think it's a sunrise guava, but I could be wrong about that. It's that like purple toned or light purple pastel kind of candle. I loved that candle. Ulta sold those candles like several years ago. And when they clearanced them off at Ulta, I am not kidding you, I bought like 5 of them. And I burned through all of them. And the only one that I have now is like half burned. And then I was like, what am I doing? What if it never comes back? So I have like a half-burned island guava or sunrise guava or whatever else it is back in my storage. And yes, every guava candle I've smelled, I just love. It has this like creamy tropical quality to it that I prefer over mango, actually. Mango for me is a little bit too nectarous, a little bit too juicy, a little bit too assertive. There's something about the guava note that just really works for me, and I think blends beautifully with coconut, for instance, still keeping this very like creamy component that can then be blended very well with a sandalwood or something like that. Just gorgeous. So guava, a little bit of coconut. I would say more guava than coconut. And yes, there is a floral dimension to this, which is the hibiscus. I'm not really sure about hibiscus, the way that they smell, but it's very nice. It's a very pleasing kind of floral that doesn't go like a heavy white floral. Again, just blends beautiful. This is one of those like really basic Bath & Body Works borderline body care kind of tropic candles that is mainline and basic, and it's just not trying too hard, but it's blended beautifully. It's kind of like Fiji White Sands in that respect. Man, they have that formula just perfect. A few elements, a few basic elements that are just blended perfectly, beautifully balanced, and it just works. Yeah, I really like it a lot. I do. Perfect for my robe. I love it. All right, here's another one. Yeah, and I think I've talked about this one a little bit before because I brought it out. Why did I bring it out? I brought it out to compare to a candle. And I can't remember what candle it is. I feel like it was a recent Bath & Body Works. No, it was a Kringle candle, I think I was comparing it to. Or a Yankee candle? It was a Kringle or a Yankee, where it was like a very strong, like woody kind of masculine candle. And it was probably Yankee. And I thought that it was just a bit cliched. And I said, I just think at this point, even men's body care and fragrances have really become fairly sophisticated, such that this is actually a little dated. It would have been brilliant like 10 or 15 years ago, and I think I brought this candle out because it was sitting here to show, and I'm like, I actually like this candle better, and it was like, it's like 10 years old. So this is a direct like exhibit A of like what men's like fragrances smelled like 10 or 15 years ago. It's better than this from Yankee, and it's like 15 years old, right? So this one was marketed as Power, also as Onyx. Is it a repackage of Onyx? I think that's what that means on the label, like where they have it underneath, which is so nice that at one point in Bath & Body Works history, they were being transparent about their repackages. No point, no need now. Onyx was the fragrance, and I haven't seen that in a hot moon. So somebody who knows about the history, what is Onyx and why did it go away? It's really nice. Dark woods, smoked tonka, black pepper. I mean, on paper, I'm there. And I told her, I was like, you know, when I went to buy it, I'm like, I definitely want that one because it's a yes for me. And I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't so overwhelmed with like a body care men's cologne. It wasn't overwhelmed by musk, such that the wood actually came out of it, which was impressive. So this was $24.50 as well, and it looks like it's a 7296. So I want to say that it is a 2017, a 2017. So this is a 2017. I guess it's not quite 10 years old. It's almost 10 years old. 2017. And it was the 296th a day. So definitely in the November, December range of 2017. I mean, this is a candle I should burn for this season. It's definitely like a September, October, November kind of candle. It's a pretty austere and not very sweet wood smell, but it's an authentic wood smell. And it's unlike any of the wood notes that are currently on the floor for Bath & Body Works. So it's not quite mahogany. It's not Palo Santo. It's not a cedar. I don't even think it's an oud. And it could be a combination of several of them put together. But it's not sweet. And while there is a warmth about the candle, it's a subtle warmth. There's almost like a forbidding nature to this note. Very rugged, very stern. No smiles. It does have musk in it for sure. And I think it actually has a little bit of a smoke nuance to it as well. What did they say? Black pepper? I'm not getting like a huge amount of black pepper, but there is, as I said, a not sweet, almost savory aspect to this candle, which could be the black pepper. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I mean, it doesn't change my life, but it's definitely in my wheelhouse, so it's a yes for me. Oh, I've heard so much about this one. Look at this. This is from the Slatkin era. Beach grass. I wanted to smell this one so bad because to me, it seems very New England, like where we don't have beach so much as we have like dunes and rocks. So I was really looking forward to this. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this one is a little bit of a disappointment to me. So the notes on this one, actually there's a blurb. Like a stroll on the dunes at sunrise, dewy greens, palmetto grass, and sweet white freesia. I mean, I was there for that because I love dewy greens. I love freesia. I don't know what palmetto grass is, but I think I'm gonna like it because I do love my botanical green notes. So I was really excited about this one. This is $19.50. It was being sold for $19.50. Oh, can we cheers to the good old days, right? $19.50. $19.50, and the code is 2093. Which I think it's a 2012. Is it a 2012? I don't think it would be a 2002. I think that's too early, even for Slatkin. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Somebody help me. I think it's a 2012. Yeah, let's go 2012. Know about this one. So here's the thing. Here's what I was not expecting. To me, this smells more body care than I was kind of hoping for. I was hoping for a very stripped down botanical experience, maybe with some briny ocean overtones, and it's not. First of all, it's not an aquatic as well. And I know the aquatic isn't listed there. Freesia does go a little bit aquatic just in its own scent profile, and I was just hoping with the beach grass that like there was going to be an aquatic, salty kind of overtone, and there's not. It's a very sweet candle, like almost like sweet pea kind of sweetness there. Yes, we're in that genre of it being just very like baby. How do you explain sweet pea? I think it always had pink packaging, so I'm like, it's like a baby pink sweetness. But that's like not helpful at all. Like it's just a color. It smells like baby pink. How do you explain? So sweet pea does have, I actually, every now and then I would get in the mood for sweet pea. You know, it was like one of those 90s fragrances. It was not for me all the time because it was just a little bit too sweet, a little too precious. But every now and then I kind of liked it, you know? It was like a palate cleanser for me or something. This reminds me a lot of sweet pea, actually. It does have like a very distinctive kind of fruity floral smell. And everything in this fragrance is way up high in the range. but it's also soft and creamy rather than like biting or sharp or effervescent or bright as in like a citrusy kind of way. It's not. It's like a creamy fruit. So we're talking kind of like your pear or maybe something a little bit nectarous, one of the stone fruits. It's that kind of a fruitiness, yeah, rather than like a citrus kind of fruit, which is really nice because Bath and Body Works does a lot with like this citrusy kind of fruit or the tropical fruit, and this is a little bit less sparkling, a little bit less brassy. It's sweet and it's creamy, but also still fruity and high. I actually kind of like it. I think I actually really like it. I mean, it's kind of like Hibiscus Paradise in that respect, that although this one's, oh man, this is good. This is a little bit more bassy. This one is just very high, very linear, very sweet pea. But I do kind of like it. It has a little bit of a green, a dewy green finish on it. But again, the dewy green is up in here. Like, so we're thinking like the stems and leaves of a very fragrant floral kind of fragrance, as opposed to, like, I was just expecting, especially look at that picture and with the branding, like I was expecting something a little bit more earthy, a little bit more grassy, as opposed to like floral stems and leaves. You know what I mean? This is a very refined, sweet, hothouse kind of fragrance rather than what I was hoping for, which would be more like a rough, wild, briny, grassy kind of experience. It's just not. So in that sense, I think it's a little bit mismarketed. But maybe I'm not smelling it correctly, and maybe I was expecting something, and so I'm overlooking some of the more grassy elements in it because I was expecting something overtly grassy. I don't know. But it's a very, very well liked, and I'm always here to try one of the old Harry Slatkins. All right, so then there's this one right here, Ocean Lover. Ocean Lover. It's a fine wraparound. It's not like amazing. And once again, we have a very nice like repackaged red flag here. This is Ocean Lover, which is Blue Ocean Waves. So that's the fragrance. The original fragrance is Blue Ocean Waves, which I don't know that I've run across recently. It was $24.50. The code is 8058. So we're talking a 2018, I think. Yeah, it looks like a 2018 to me. 2018, which would be like 6 years ago, very early in the year, January. The notes on this one are ocean breeze, citrus sea spray, and creamy sandalwood. I'm there for that. Oh, it's really nice. Guys, I love it. I love it when Bath & Body Works does aquatic conceptuals. I really think they do aquatic conceptuals nicely. And they need to do them more often. And by aquatic conceptual, I mean like an aquatic note that has a good briny mineral aspect to it and isn't just like a cliched body care item. Yeah? I also like, but it's more rare to come across an aquatic conceptual that doesn't have briny ocean elements, but that has just a very nice like petrichor kind of like ozone mineral smell that could be like a rainy day anywhere. Oh, so good. But that's more rare across the board for all candles. Yeah, this could probably pass as a body care item, but it does have a good amount of briny like aquatic notes in it that some people might not like to smell like. And then it has like the sweet, probably a little bit of floral in there. But what is front and center is the aquatic mineral note. Yes, marine. Ocean breeze. I don't know about that. There is a almost creamy caramel component underneath this as well, which is kind of interesting and nice. It warms up the whole fragrance a little bit. Kind of like the, you know, when the ocean gets kind of like yellowish and glows green as opposed to blue. I really like that. Almost a little bit of like a grapefruit note, actually, along with that creamy, like kind of caramel note. But so it's blended and balanced really nicely, and it doesn't ever lose the thread of the marine ocean. I really like it. It's nice. Don't get me wrong, it's a basic Bath & Body Works kind of candle, but it's a little above average. It's a little above average. Citrus sea spray. Yeah, that could be the kind of grapefruit note that I'm smelling. But it doesn't go so sweet. You know what I mean? It's kind of tangy and sour at the same time. Yeah, it seems to me kind of grapefruity. I don't know if I'm getting a ton of sandalwood, but it says creamy sandalwood, and I do think there is a creamy aspect to this. And it's not a particularly sweet creaminess. So while I wouldn't say overt wood, I'm definitely getting something sandalwood adjacent there, which is what I was talking about with almost like a roasted caramel creaminess. Oh, okay, so this one isn't particularly old, but I don't know that I've ever burned this one. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Vanilla Balsam in this rather indifferent wraparound. Balsam fir, frosted vanilla, snow-capped pine needles. And this was a $26.95 candle, so fairly recent. 3266. Is this a 2023? Did this come? This didn't come out last year. Did it come out last year? Was this last year's candle? Oh my gosh, I don't even remember it. Oh, it smells so nice. It's basically like fresh balsam. It's just a little less cool, a little bit more warm, a little bit more creamy because of that vanilla. I really like it a lot though. I think it's nice, so I'm really excited to burn this one. I feel like I missed something. Was this really last year's packaging? It's disgusting. I was gonna give it a pass if it was like from 6 years ago. What is that? Pumpkin coconut. Such an interesting concept. Spiced pumpkin, toasted coconut, creamy vanilla, and sea salted caramel. Why sea? Oh my gosh, we're getting into the Target, like sea salt and spice. Like, is the concept, I threw my pumpkin spice muffin into the ocean and then fished it out and tried to eat it at the same time? Like, what kind of concept is that? Why the sea? Don't get me wrong, like, people who live by the sea also observe holidays and, like, seasons, but why am I weirded out? Why not just do salted caramel? Like, I don't know why sea salted caramel is necessary. Why the sea? All right, so this was a $24.50, and the code is 8156, which means that it is probably a 2018. 2018, so 6 years old. I don't think I like it. First of all, I don't think I would identify coconut if I didn't know. It just is kind of like a vague pumpkin spice with a very odd back note. I got it because I love coconut and I love pumpkin, and it's an old candle, and regardless of how it smelled, I was going to bring it home because I wanted to try it. Oh, so bizarre. There is this like starchy note in it that's vaguely fruity, but you know what it kind of smells like almost? Is like, you know those like starch strings that you get from the bananas? You know what I mean? They're not like full banana smell or taste, but they're like those white stringy things. That's what it kind of smells like in the back note. Almost banana-like. Not quite. Just a lot of starch and weirdness. Bizarre! There's a faint spice in this pumpkin. It's very faint though. It's definitely creamy. Oh, it's so bizarre. Maybe this is why we haven't seen it every year since then, if you know what I mean. It could have like kind of a coconut finish. Oh, I don't know about that. Somebody, did you burn this? Like, was this successful? I mean, obviously it wasn't. Asked and answered. But I'm gonna try it anyway because why not? Every now and then you just want to try, you know? Guys, I am so beyond excited for this one. So we have 2 left. Actually, let's reserve this one for the last one because it's the one I was most excited about and am most excited about. Hey, one of these glass ones. This is Iced Vanilla Woods, which I've never had. Does it come out on a regular basis? The price has been removed, so I don't know how much it was, but the code is 6270. So, 2016, which makes this about 8 years old, and it was late in the year. And the notes are sweet vanilla, ebony woods, and iced lavender, bizarrely, but kind of interestingly at the same time. Ah! Dust cover, come off. Ooh, kind of weird. Also kind of basic. I'm definitely getting the vanilla, and I'm definitely getting the lavender. And then I'm getting something that actually smells a little bit more like masculine musk than actual woods. Yeah? So ebony woods may be some sort of, I was about to say complex. It's some sort of accord note that may actually just be a fantasy note for like vaguely masculine cologne smell. But it would be weird to just put that on there. Vaguely masculine cologne smell. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's more like vanilla and lavender with a vaguely masculine cologne. But even that is an interesting concept because vanilla and lavender does lean a little bit more feminine and sweet. And so to add that with a masculine kind of musk is interesting in and of itself. Would I have loved a little bit of spruce or balsam? Yes, I would. I think that would have been like an amazing candle. I would like for them to try that one. Vanilla, spruce, lavender. What do you think? What do you think? I think I would be interested in that. Like a marshmallow vanilla with, oh my gosh, lavender marshmallow / fresh balsam. Did I just come up with something there? Is that like, that could be one of their like blendy things, right? Marshmallow vanilla, marshmallow lavender, or lavender marshmallow. I think it's called lavender marshmallow. Lavender marshmallow plus fresh balsam. Or plus vanilla balsam. If you wanted, like, I don't know if it's gonna blend well. So either with fresh balsam or vanilla balsam. I think a lot of people would be interested in that candle. Bath & Body Works, call me. I can work for you, but you have to pay me big money. Okay, last but not least. Wine Cellar. Da, da, da. Oh my gosh. Everybody's been talking about Wine Cellar, and for some reason, I have just always missed it, and I've not been there. This is one of their lids that says Cork and Vine, and it's kind of like brassy looking. Okay, so has Wine Cellar been repackaged as something else too? I don't know. But honestly, not a year goes by where I don't hear people on social media being like, will Wine Cellar come back this year? Bath and Body Works. I feel like we haven't seen it for a couple years. Okay, so this actually was $22.50. So we're talking some, this is an older candle actually. And the note on it is, or the numbers are 5194. So we're talking a 2015 here, I think. 2015. So it's about 10 years old now, I think. Explore, it just has a blurb. Explore a blend of warm cedar wood, red fruit, and precious saffron, inspired by a California wine expert's ultimate collection. Okay. So from the notes on paper, you would expect, let's see, wood, wine-like berryness. I don't know what the saffron is going to be contributing here, but you're kind of, and I can understand this, if you have a nice wine smell and then you've got like a cedar wood, it kind of has that like distilled in cedar barrels or wine barrels of some kind, right? It's really none of those. Yeah, I don't know that I would necessarily market this as wine cellar, but I like it. It's very, which I understand now why everybody keeps wanting this to come out in the fall and in the holiday season, because honestly, this almost smells like more of a holiday candle than even a fall candle. It has the spices that they've used here, and they don't even say what the spices are, other than saffron, and this is not just a saffron smell for sure. Saffron does not smell like this. It has almost like a clove note, I would say. And the berries that they've used here are almost apple forward as opposed to grape forward. Yeah. So you've got like a clove and apple a little bit, but it's a basey candle and it's got a good amount of like, you know, musk or woody depths to it. I personally would have liked a little bit more wood, overt wood in it. And I would also prefer for the berryness to be, I mean, if you're not going to make it a boozy note, then at least make it a deep and rich kind of berry. Whereas this is sitting kind of high and sweet for it to be anything close to like a savory wine. It's a lot sweeter than I expected. But I really appreciate the spices in here. And I also appreciate kind of the woody muskiness on the bottom. It is dark and rich, just not in the berry quality of it, which like I said, almost goes a little bit apple. But it's really nice. And I'm going to try to burn this year. I'm going to try to burn it this fall. So there you go. Wine cellar. Has wine cellar like morphed, transformed, or has it pretty much stayed the same? I know like Josh from Touch the Fire Twice will talk sometimes about Cranberry Woods. Actually, I have one sitting there on the ledge. Cranberry Woods, how when Cranberry Woods initially came out for Harry Slatkin, it was like really... it had more complexity and sophistication than the versions of Cranberry Woods that we've seen in the last like 6-7 years. And I agree. I've never been interested in taking home Cranberry Woods. It's just so synthetic and like not nice. It's not sophisticated at all. Very cheap smelling. This year, I did bring home Cranberry Woods, and I noticed that Josh from Touch the Fire Twice this year was like, this version, this year's iteration of Cranberry Woods is not quite the original, but it leans a little bit closer. It cuts the difference back to that early Slatkin iteration, which I could see because this year's Cranberry Woods does smell a bit better than the ones that I've smelled over the last few years. Is wine cellar like that, or has it stayed pretty constant throughout? I don't know. Okay, my friends, I know this was a really long video, but we talked about a lot of things. We promoted a lot of things. Hashtag not a brand ambassador. Hashtag not getting a commission on anything. And that's what I've got. This was really fun. Stay tuned because the way Harry Slatkin is shipping his candles, we're definitely going to have that Harry Slatkin haul within the next 3 or 4 days, which is great because I want to start burning these like fall Homeworx candles. Like, I'm in the mood right now for fall Homeworx, and I haven't wanted to burn them because I wanted to do a haul first. And I think the real surprise takeaway of this video, guys, pumpkin nut butter is actually amaretto almond. I'll eat my hat if it's not. Kent Candle Channel. I know you watch my videos. Kent! I know you bought this. Smell it. Are we overlooking an almond amaretto note? When we were expecting and looking and searching for a deeper roasted peanut adjacent kind of note. And I think the giveaway is that these like cartoony icon graphics of nuts are in fact almond. Yeah, I think that's correct. Tell me what you guys think though, if you picked it up. I'm interested. I love an almond note, even if it's an almond extract. And I especially love it when it is blended well with other things. Like I don't need a candle that's just like, I'm burning almond extract. You know what I mean? But if it's blended well with some things, and this one is, in fact, it's blended so well back behind that pumpkin carving note, which is fantastic anyway, that you almost don't notice it. And folks, that's what it takes. That's what you want when you blend an amaretto or almond extract kind of note. You want it to blend so well that people aren't lifting the jar and being like, oh, almond extract. I hope you like that. You know what I mean? I'm looking at you. What is it? Was it like white flower almond from Aldi? Oh my gosh, that was like that was a viral kind of candle, like maybe a year and a half ago from Aldi. Everybody loved that candle, but to me, it was just straight up almond extract. I could not bring it home. I could not. I do miss the old days though, where like Aldi was putting out really interesting candles, whether you took them home or not. I don't know what's happened at Aldi, but they have really de-invested from their candles so that the last year and a half have been very quiet, very lackluster, which is kind of disappointing. Really, you want all candle companies firing up to their potential. It's a better experience for all consumers, and it keeps all the other candle companies on their toes. It's what we need. Even Aldi, we need you in the mix. We need you in the mix. Aldi, if you're watching, no, I do not want to be employed by you. But I would love for you to hire somebody who knows what they're doing with candles, because I think we all really appreciated those surprising Aldi candles, and I have not seen a whole lot of them in the last year and a half. I even talked to an Aldi employee, and they were like, yeah, we used to have stacks and crates of candles in the back too. Like it was a big push, and now not so much, you know? It's like any other limited edition product. We just, yeah. Anyway, that's what I've got for you, my friends. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have an amazing and beautiful weekend. It is an amazing and beautiful day here, and I think I'm going to go out into the wild. Not in my kimono, but someday maybe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks so much. See ya. Bye.